Wordsmithing,
Yeah. Wordsmithing, what's that?
understanding the
It's
words.
like, okay, go to the next page.
When I first got into business, I had a client, an agent, tell me that she only worked with senior loan officers. Now granted, this was 22 years ago. So she goes, I only work with senior loan officers. So I went into my office and I said, I closed the door. And I said, I'm the only senior loan officer in this office. It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's my office.
Right.
Now granted, it was a broom closet.
Aside from my soul,
So what I want to do is kind of go back I graduated college in 93, okay? Marketing management, finance background, took a great opportunity out of college to work for a distribution company where I managed warehouse control, inventory control, transportation, and I was 22 years old running 75 to 80 people that were 40 years plus. And that was the first time I really learned that there's a difference between book smarts and kind of street smarts, work smarts, right? People smarts. Called my dad and I'm like, I don't understand what I'm doing. You know, I have all the smarts, but I can't get these people to follow me. I can't get them to do what I'm telling them to do. And my dad, blue collar worker out in the oil field, he said, you grew up in small town Texas. You got a pair of boots and a pair of jeans. I suggest you put them on and go learn the job. And I'm like, holy crap, wow, that was the best piece of advice you ever gave me in 22 years. At that moment, that's what I thought, but then you look back and you realize, wow, your parents are actually pretty smart. But I didn't know that at 15, 16, and 17. So I did. I went and I put on my blue jeans and boots, and I went and learned how to drive an 18-wheeler. Mathematically, I could tell you how many boxes went in the back of that truck, but I actually had to learn how to stock it. And then I didn't know how to drive a forklift, so I had to become the best forklift driver. I mean, I went and learned all their jobs. And what happened was I would walk by and say, hey, James, he's like, I know, Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry, I'll get that done. Everything shifted. Everything was now built out of mutual respect because I had walked in their shoes. But what I found was it didn't really fulfill me out of my first job out of college, and it didn't really pay me a whole lot either. They were really good at getting young talent, putting them into these positions, which was great, and I'm very grateful and blessed to have had that because it taught me one valuable piece of experience through my dad that I carry forward today in all the teams and companies that I've built. But I wanted more, and I got into sales. The thing, though, was I didn't have any sales experience. I was already out of college, and so I had to figure out what am I going to sell. At that point, and this was in the 95, was telecom. So I figured I would go sell telecommunications, and at the same time, I wanted to go sell door-to-door. So I sold siding, soffit, and fascia, storm doors, and storm windows. I figured that was the best way to learn how to sell because I couldn't find any other sales jobs. So I would go out to communities all over, right? DFW, out in Granbury, and out in Greenville, and just everywhere, right? And I would sell door-to-door. Walk up to a house, try to sell them storm doors, storm windows. And then I also would sell door-to-door phone equipment. So I would do 100 phone calls or 100 door knocks a day, trying to get in to see the decision maker that would be willing to buy my phone system, okay? So I ended up, and I learned all these techniques and all these closes and all these things from really actually good sales trainers, old school sales trainers. And I had walked into this door twice that day, and I said, hey, I made it a point to see Steve, because I found out Steve was the decision maker. She goes, oh, great, let me go get Steve for you. So Steve comes back. I don't have an appointment to see you. I said, Steve, I'm sorry, you may have misunderstood, or your secretary may have misunderstood. I said, I made it a point to see you today. He's like, Okay, you're pretty good at this. He goes, what do you want? He goes, well, I'm here to talk to you about your telecommunication system. And I went on to talk. He's like, I'll give you 5 minutes. Let's go to the conference room. I'm like, okay, sure, that's great. What he did was do what every great salesperson does, is reverse the sales cycle. He said, dude, I got the best opportunity for you. How many sales calls do you make a day? And I said, 100. How many times do you get told no a day? I'm like, maybe 150 if I'm lucky, because I'm going back and back and back. And then I do this on the other side on the storm doors and storm windows on the weekends. He's like, man, I got the best job for you ever. Realtors need you. It's candy in a kid's store, right? Or kids in a candy store. They're gonna just give you business all day long. All you have to do, because you know marketing, you know management, you know finance, all you gotta do is go talk to them. I'm like, oh, this is great. How much does it pay? Oh, it's straight commission. I'm like, oh, okay, straight commission. Oh yeah, but ceilings, it's unlimited potential. You can make as much money as you want to make. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Well, that was September of 1996. When I went home to my wife and said, hey, babe, I found this great opportunity, marketing, management, finance, unlimited potential. She's like, how much does it pay? Like, it's unlimited. It's amazing. And people are going to be, agents are going to give you business left and right. It's going to be so awesome. She goes, how much does it pay? I'm like, it's unlimited. She goes, what are you taking home every month? I'm like, nothing. She's like, okay. So I'm going to become the breadwinner at $18,000. And I'm like, well, babe, you already were the breadwinner at $18,000 because I wasn't making many sales in the other stuff. And she said, okay, let's do this. How does is this going to work fine, doing it this way? Like just kind of sitting here doing it more in that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's less work for me. Follow you around the camera.